Hey guys, going to be doing a little review of the upcoming Black Keys album El Camino. It's being, I know at least half of it's being streamed on their site now, and it leaked a few days ago, and plus there's plenty of promotional copies out there for press and people reviewing the album, so it's definitely out there. So after listening to it several times, I just want to say right off the bat, I love it. No, really no complaints, no big complaints, that is, with it. I'll get into a few things here and there that I don't like, but yeah, overall, I think I like it a lot more than Brothers as of right now. Brothers being their last album that really catapulted them to new heights in terms of popularity and maybe even critical acclaim. Uh, this one, you have the casual fan who really jumped on board uh, with Brothers, which was their mainstream breakthrough. You could say the single "Tighten Up" was like #1 on alternative and the U.S. rock charts, and yeah, it really took them to a new level of success. So you have the people that the more casual fans that really like the sound of that album and maybe didn't delve too much into their back catalog of albums, and I think this one will please that audience. Um, but for people like me who've been listening to them since Rubber Factory, it should please. It certainly pleases me, and it should please the longtime fans as well. It's a more layered, produced sound. Uh, they've definitely grown. It's not just two guys in a studio now putting some do-it-yourself indie blues rock to tape and winging it. It's not like that anymore, and some people aren't cool with that, but I think a band should progress and evolve the way the Black Keys have done, and they've really done a good job doing it. In my opinion, they haven't lost any of that magic or substance that really made me get into them from the start. All right, so oh well, I did want to mention one more thing. This album marks the return of Danger Mouse as the producer. He produced 2008's album Attack and Release, which might be my favorite Keys album to date. That was the CD, that was the album that really marked a change in their sound. You had banjo, creepy synthesizers, and keys, and fittingly, it was a shock to a lot of people. The album before that was Magic Potion, which still stuck to the formula of their previous records, and uh, basically just vocals, guitar, and drums. But Attack and Release really mixed it up a bit, and Danger Mouse's stamp was there. I mean, you could hear it from the get-go, and so yeah, I really, I welcome back his production with open arms. It it really suits them. I think he does a great job with them. I'm glad he was behind the wheel once more, and yeah, I hope he continues to work with them. It should be noted that he did produce "Tighten Up" from Brothers. That was the sole song that he produced from last year's record, and that's not one of my favorite songs by them, but it did prove to be their breakthrough song and help them really get into the mainstream limelight and sell a lot of records for them. But I digress. Let's get to the actual content of El Camino. Um, Starts off with "Lonely Boy," the lead single, which is a much better single than "Tighten Up" in my opinion, although it probably won't reach the heights of its popularity. I don't see that happening, even though it is a great song. There's not much to be said. I mean, it's been out for a few months now, and I think people love it. From what I've read, there isn't much negativity floating around about that song. It's got a killer riff, uh, insanely catchy hook, Um, it's a short, sweet slab of pop rock awesomeness. I mean, it is just in your face. Whatever that cheesy thing, whatever I just did there, sums it up for me. I mean, it's just a great song. Go out and listen to it. Uh, Really starts off, kicks off El Camino with a bang. It's, I think I read where they said the first single wasn't even obvious, but to me, this was the obvious first single from the album. It just blew me away, and the video for it's hilarious. Then track number 2 is Dead and Gone, and let me just say right now, it is probably my least favorite song from the record. It's good. It's a solid album. You know, you've got the xylophone, and from the very beginning, you hear Danger Mouse's footprint. 100%. You can tell that he was really the guy in charge here for this one, and it's a solid track, but it is the song I would recommend the least from El Camino, to be honest. If this album has filler, Dead and Gone is it, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, I don't have that much to say about that one. It's a good song. It's good to hum along to and all, but with the rest of the album being so killer, which I'm about to get to, it just kind of renders it a little lackluster. Alright, next song. My favorite song off the album. Next song is Gold on the Ceiling, which I predict will be the second single if there is one. I can see it having similar success to Howling for You. Howling for You? Maybe it says Howling for You. Either way, Howling for You was a semi-successful follow-up single to Tighten Up from Brothers, and I think they could find similar success on the charts with Gold on the Ceiling. Another song already that you can tell Danger Mouse really had a lot to do with. Man, it's just an amazing track. I really don't have a single complaint with it. It's tasty. I mean, the licks, the organ, all of the things. Maybe it's not organ, maybe it's clav or something. I don't even know. But the chorus, the hook, it's just an amazing song. They've really taken it up a notch with this CD. There's really no other way to explain it. And like I said, with Danger Mouse's production, it's just a welcome return for me. I feel like Brothers kind of took a step back in their sound, even though it was progressive in a way. I feel like this really picks up where Attack and Release left off for me. It sounds a lot closer to that, and it just seems like Brothers would have actually came before Attack and Release. But that's just my opinion. I think this is the worthy successor to Attack and Release. And yeah, Gold on the Ceiling, definitely my choice for another radio hit if there's going to be one from El Camino. That doesn't make it a bad song. I would definitely be more comfortable hearing this over and over again on alternative radio than Tighten Up. I got sick of that song, but I can't ever imagine getting sick of this. It's just insanely fun. Then you have Little Black Submarines. This is the song that's getting talked about a lot on blogs and from professional critics. I can see why. It is the slow ballad of the album, at least the first half of it. I think it's the only track to feature acoustic guitar. It's really the only one that slows down any. The rest is just, in-your-face rock and pop. But this one, it's a slow builder. It starts off with acoustic guitar for the first couple of minutes and then just explodes into kind of like a reprise of the first half. It's drawing a lot of comparisons to Stairway to Heaven, which, it's a pretty cliche thing to say about any song, and there are parts of it that sound a little derivative, but not in a bad way. It's an astounding piece of work. Like, fits perfectly with the album. Don't want you to worry about that. It just it absolutely blew me away. First time I heard it, I thought, is this even the Black Keys? They've really evolved into something here. That they've expanded their sound. They're trying new things, and it works. I mean, this song sounds like it's been playing on the radio on classic rock stations for decades, and it should. You know, it won't, but it should be a staple in rock from now on. And I just feel like for a band like this to be releasing music this good and this, you know, like I said, perhaps a little derivative, but you know how can, you know, anything good usually is, I mean, it's all been done, but the Black Keys are finding a way to revitalize just good old-fashioned rock and really make it into something new and hip and fresh, and this is a perfect example. This is definitely an album highlight. Like I said, it's a slow builder, but wait for it. I mean, it comes together perfectly, and it'll definitely be one that you will be repeating from this. All right, and then you have Moneymaker, solid song. This one, it could have been on Brothers, I think. You know, it's not too different. It's not a great song, but it's a toe tapper. It'll have you singing along at parts. And then after that, you have Run Right Back, and this would be my choice for a third single, if there is going to be one. Very catchy, very memorable. It's another one of those songs that sounds like it's been around for quite some time. I think it would sound great being played on the radio. I know a lot of you Keys fans out there might hate to hear me talking about, you know, mainstream radio play so much, but you know, they're contenders now for that kind of thing, and I think that's a great thing for a band making music like this to be such a big band and to be, you know, known. I hope music like this does get more popularity and gets more fame in the coming years. It's a good thing for me. But yeah, you know, Run Right Back. He's saying he's going to run right back to her. You know, very just classic, simple ditty here. Very tasty. It's got some tasty licks. You know, a lot of the album, it seems to be about Dan going through some sort of breakup or just having general problems with a female companion of his, which, you know, it's not too deep. It's not the deepest subject matter, but you know, for a simple, fun, rock and roll, old-fashioned album like this, it really suits it. You know, it's not too bad. It works, is what I'm trying to say. It works. There's nothing bad, nothing wrong with that. But yeah, Run Right Back, good song. I think it was released as a B-side to Lonely Boy a few weeks ago, the vinyl single, and I thought that was kind of odd. It's one of the standouts from the album. Like I said, it could be a single, so really it should have been a double A-side, if anything, but, you know, whatever. Maybe they're just wanting to get that one out there because it's such a great track. Excuse me.